It has become a part of the street life of Hong Kong, protests outside banks. For nearly 2 months, investors who lost out in the collapse of Lehman Brothers have been protesting outside this bank that sold them the investments. For Eva Ko, it's the first time she's ever demonstrated.
I could just sit at home waiting for the bank to compensate me, but I want to take the initiative. I owe it to myself and my family.
At the bank across the street, another permanent protest. And another one outside the bank next door to that. Conservative by nature, especially when it comes to money, it normally takes a lot to get people out onto the streets of Hong Kong. But more and more investors here are finding that activism gets results. Of the thousands of investors who were caught by the Lehman's collapse last year, many have reached agreements with local banks to win compensation after well-organized campaigns. Others still are planning a class action suit through the American courts. In this city of financial giants, more and more small-time investors are finding their voice. Across town, at a meeting called by the city's largest telecoms company, small shareholders have been fired up by allegations of vote rigging in a long-running privatization battle.
I feel shocked by the news.
The man who has fired them up with the accusations is Hong Kong's activist investor supreme, David Webb.
I'm a former investment banker, but I've been going straight now for a long time.
Almost single-handedly, helped by his website, he's waged a 10-year campaign to clean up the business practices of a business community with whom he has an uneasy relationship.
They'll say pleasant things about it when I see them in person at cocktails or whatever. But obviously, to the extent that I'm impinging on cartels and disrupting nefarious activities, then they perhaps don't like it. I think I would have been sued into oblivion in Singapore. I think I would be dead if I was doing this in some of the other capitals of the region.
He's seeing ever more shareholders willing to speak up. In the current financial chaos, freedom of speech is all that some have left. Like many investors who lost out in Lehman's, Ms. Chan turns up to protest each day in disguise. Her husband thinks she goes off to work. They've lost their life savings of more than $100,000, she tells us, and he doesn't even know yet. For her, Hong Kong, as the city where financial fortune shines, is quickly losing its gleam. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.